Hi everybody, I hope you're well. I'm going to talk this week about how I think there is value in treating your injuries like they are a grumpy teenager. So yeah, bear with me, I'll explain all. I went on a course, it was quite a few years ago now, but it was about how to communicate better with children and sort of get on better with them in family life, that kind of thing. And it was talking more specifically at one point about teenagers and how they might sort of vent to you and like sort of say that they've got all these problems and da 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 da. But actually, you don't need to do anything to help them overcome the problems, because the pure fact that they've been able to vent to you has helped to solve the problem. So yeah, I went on that course when I was still doing my athletics professionally, and still struggling with injuries and things. And I sort of I thought, I wonder if I can draw a similar like parallel with the injuries themselves. So if you imagine, as I say, like a tight spot in your muscle is like a stubborn, grumpy teenager, and therefore all you have to do is just to like close your eyes, zone in on the area, and listen to it and see what it has to tell you. Which I know that sounds a little bit perhaps esoteric, but it really did help. And there was one particular instance when I had a bit of a pain in my knee, and then just as I say, just doing that, just like literally not judging it at all, just focusing in on it. And letting it do its thing, it like sort of changed a little bit. Yeah, so it's almost like the pain was working its way out, and then yeah, it was fine. Obviously, it's not always going to be the case, but yeah, there's definitely mileage, as I say, in just focusing in and listening to your body, like really listening without judgment, without trying to impose, like, oh, you should release muscle, or you know, I wish you weren't like that. So yeah, it's just accepting and observing. So on a similar note, I was listening to a YouTube video by, she's a lady called Amelia Boone, and she's an incredibly impressive woman, but she's like 3 times world tough mudder champion, something like that, and does all these 24-hour races. And she says that if ever she would get like an injury or tightness or soreness in a muscle during a race, bearing in mind like very, very long races, she would just start to talk to that part of the body. So say if it's like her right hip, she'd be like, oh, okay, hi right hip, so you're a bit tight there, right, how you doing? You know, that kind of thing. And she would say more often than not, like a couple of hours later, like the pain had gone, or at least moved somewhere else. So yeah, I thought that was a bit of a similarity as well. Just the pure fact of showing something attention can be really helpful. And on a sort of similar note, it's not really to do with injuries, but you know, when it comes to before races, if you're an athlete yourself or if you're a coach, then it's very common for an athlete to just vent their concerns about a race, and you know, more often than not as well, they're very irrational. And the temptation is for a coach or a parent, for example, to try and alleviate the fears, or just explain to the athlete that they're being irrational. But again, you don't actually really need to do that. It's like that pure fact that you're venting, or you know, allowing the person to vent, then that does the trick. So yeah, and just another little note on that. Men tend to be, well, I say worse when it comes to those situations. Now, I picked up on this when, I've not read it all, but I read a bit of a chapter in Men Are From Venus, Women Are From Mars, or the other way around, I can't remember. Anyway, that was saying how men tend to be Mr. Fix-Its, whereby, yeah, they just want to, if you moan about something, they think, right, well, let's just fix it then. But often all you need is just a hug and for somebody to show you that they care, yeah, that it's okay to be imperfect, I guess, I think. So yeah, if you can have that approach as an athlete or as a coach to an athlete, and show that you will put well-being ahead of success, then I guess somewhat paradoxically, then you are more likely to have success, if that makes sense. So yeah, it's all about caring and listening, and unconditional support. So yeah, hope that was useful, and have a good week as usual, and I'll see you next. Take care.